What is up, guys? I'm here to do the latest chapter of Naruto, chapter 640, titled Finally Review. Very awesome chapter. A lot of great parts, a lot of craziness, and I would say because of just the sheer power level of this chapter, that boosts the rating on this chapter straight up. For those of you who don't realize where I've read this chapter from, basically, it was released way ahead of schedule with the translation, at least compared to the other free sites where you can read manga. This one is it's titled mangain.com, INN, and this was it's been released for over a day now on this website. But all the other manga sites that give Naruto to read has not yet released this manga. So it's like, what's going on here? I'm very lucky to find this site. It was on Facebook from some random poster, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. So I was able to read this ahead of schedule, not by too much, about like a day early. As far as we can tell, it's still not up yet. I just checked the other websites. So if you want to read it, check that out. But yeah, this chapter was completely awesome, and I was thinking about doing like a short review and then another video that's my typical like 20 to 30 minute spiel on it. But because of time constraints, I think I'm just going to do like a compromise, sort of like a medium length one. And I know a lot of people have been, well, not a lot, a couple people who are subscribed or complaining that I should do short reviews. And if you've watched my previous video, I told you guys that I will not be sort of constricted by my subscribers and what they want. I'm not going to be controlled by them. I do what I want. So this is kind of my style, so I do tend to do long reviews. But because I'll have a much busier life when school starts, I think I'll end up having to do short reviews anyways. But yeah, whatever, regardless of the reason, whatever I choose will not be based on other people's control of me. So I'm not being controlled like Obito is being controlled by the Jubi right now. I don't know. Horrible analogy. But yeah, I want to do a very quick play-by-play, and this will be the first and final spoiler alert. I'm assuming you've read the chapter, and there will be no real chapter summary. I'm assuming you know what's going on here. Very awesome chapter in my opinion. Just a real quick recap. Last chapter, long story short, they were being slowly owned by Obito. Like, they were trying their hardest to beat Obito, but they were being owned by him. They were trying to attack him, he was dodging stuff, he was doing all these tricks, and they weren't expecting it, and then they're pretty much slowly being owned by Obito. In this chapter, we start off with Obito and his freaking hand thing technique. It's really creepy, but I think it suits him as a character. And basically, it's like this black orb that hovers above his hand, and then each time he attacks, it turns into like a black rod shoots through his hand, and then he transforms it on the other side to whatever he pleases, and that's pretty much his weapon. It's pretty awesome because it's like indestructible. It's completely malleable by him, and it's awesome. You can do anything with it. At the same time, it's kind of creepy, kind of weird, and yeah. So the chapter starts off with him in his super speed, and all of a sudden, both of his hands are like on Sasuke and Naruto. That's how fast he is, and he's about to shoot this black thing through them and kill them. Like he's on this. This shows that he is on full kill mode. He's like trying to kill them, like legitly. And I'm gonna skip ahead to the most important part of this chapter. I just want to get this in. Obito has transformed, and this transformation could mean the final form. It was mentioned by, I believe it was Kurama. If not Kurama, it was the eight-tailed beast. That there was one more form before he would achieve final form, and this was said when Obito first turned into a Jinchuriki. So now that he's changed form, this is the final form. And here's the key point that a lot of people might have missed. This is a freaking this is the Sage of the Sixth Path. If you go to Google right now and you search that up, and you go to the Naruto Wikia page, keyword Wikia, not Wikipedia. Wikia is more in depth. If you go there and you look at the pictures for the Sage of the Six Paths, I have it pulled up right here. That is Obito's form right now. The staff is exactly like the one the Sage is holding. He's got the horns on his head. Note, one horn is larger than the other, which doesn't happen with the Sage. But that was, I mean, come on. The author of Naruto came up with the Sage like what, hundreds of chapters ago, and he drew that picture hundreds of chapters. He is allowed some free reign on what the Sage actually looks like. I mean, we see brief silhouettes of him, so he has some free reign. It's kind of like Toriko, again, spoiler alert, with Froze-sama. Anyhow, this is the Sage of Six Paths. It's obviously not the actual Sage, but he is in the Sage's form. What does that mean? Does that mean potentially that the Ten Tails Biju is connected with entitling the Jinchuriki with all of the Sage's powers? We don't know. We do know that he's already gained a lot of the Sage's powers, and now he looks a lot like the Sage. Another key point. In his first form of the Jinchuriki, he has this like tattoo on his back. It's like 9 black kind of like tear droplets, which represent the tailed beast and also the Sharingan. And then at the top, it's like this symbol, which is like the Rinnegan, and it's very big, and that represents the Rinnegan and the 10th tailed beast. And so this is the symbol on freaking Obito's back right now. And key thing, check out the Wikia. This is on the back of the Sage of the Six Paths as well. Noted though that in the picture, it's his cloak. It's not actually tattooed on the back of him. It's like he's wearing like a cloak and it's on the back. Regardless, this is ridiculous. And the one key difference is that if you look at another picture of the Sage, he does have like this like staff along his back too, but that might just be like the sword, the staff he's holding, and he just put it on his back. But it might be the same thing. And another thing is, in the picture, it shows him with 6 of those like red teardrop things on like a necklace, not 9. And I believe in the picture it has 9 now. I think that's just like a little update on what the Sage looks like. Again, the author is allowed some free reign in that. So that's the biggest news that I think a lot of you might have missed. It's huge. A lot of people on some sort of Naruto discussion forum or something, or Reddit or whatever, might be going like, they might have missed it. That's the point. And I want to get that across. This is OP. This is like, he has turned into a form of the Sage. Noted he's not the Sage, but he has turned into a form of the Sage. And then we do see some quick thinking by Naruto to escape Obito. And the thing is, we see a huge kind of flaw in Minato's sort of flying thunder god technique. He has to touch someone either in person with his hands or with his chakra to like teleport them away. And so Naruto manages to touch his dad, but it's a big flaw. I thought it meant that if you touched them once in your past, then you were marked with life, with the Flying Thunder God mark, and then you don't have to touch them again. Maybe that's the case, and his dad's never touched his son again. You know what I'm talking about, not in like a creepy, molesting way. But I don't know. If someone can clarify this minor point, go ahead, leave it in the comments. But I think what happens is, at least from now, it seems like you have to be touched by Minato, either by his chakra or in person, for him to teleport you. And so it's a huge gap in him being able to protect others. I thought he was a lot stronger and he didn't need to do that. I thought like he could do something with his kunai. But then the second biggest point is that Obito is not freaking... He can't beat them, and you see him constantly screwing up because he can't control the Ten Tails beast yet. and you see like the left, or is that right? The right side of his body just like engorge up and like swell up to mass proportions. And it's said it's due to him not being able to control the beast, and he becomes like this freaking thing, and he fires this orb, a black orb out of his hand, and then it's literally like a atomic bomb. It explodes around the whole area. However, he completely misses and hits himself because again he can't control the thing. So this goes on for quite a while. He does it I think once more, and no, he doesn't do it again. But the point that they're trying to tell the readers is that he's super super strong, and they even say that Minato even says that if that would have hit, they would have died. And then the big thing is that he can't control the Biju yet, and that's the only reason why they're not dead yet. And on top of that, we do know that Minato has the Edo Tensei. So later on in the chapter, when Obito is trying to freaking like kill him, he should be continuously being revived by the freaking the Edo Tensei, but there's a chance that if Obito destroys his entire body at once, kind of like in DBZ, then he can't revive. We don't know yet. We'll have to check it out and see what happens with that. And then here's the thing that lowered the rating. In the middle, we see this huge like sort of flashback and sort of like themology thing where you see like the inner Obito being torn apart, and you see like the picture of his team with Minato and Rin and Kakashi being torn apart, and then he's like, he wants to merge them back together, and the pictures kind of merge. It was good, but again, it's kind of, it took up a lot of pages, and I felt like it was done on purpose just to buffer the thing, so they didn't have to draw a lot of pages or add a lot of plot. Regardless, I liked it. Why? Because it showed a lot of the theme in the thing, and it showed how Obito had kind of lost sight of